Mustafudia didn't.
What do you mean? What are you talking? Wait, what are you talking about?
Nah, it's a surprise. I'm gonna have to come up with we got my lie my ass off in this episode. Holy shit.
Nah, I don't want you to lie.
No, I'm gonna lie.
No, I
I'm gonna lie.
I literally
I'm gonna
not
falsify information.
Felton.
I'm falsifying information.
Yo, the Lord is watching.
I'm sorry, Lord. You're gonna have to forgive me.
The Lord is watching.
Yo, bro.
All right, look, Premier League match week 24. It's been a while since we've been recording. We've been following the AFCON and been enjoying that.
Shout out
so
to
far,
Cape Verde.
Yeah, shout out to Cape Verde. Shout out to South Africa, who had a great tournament. And the finals, Nigeria and Ivory Coast. Very interesting game. I'm going to enjoy watching. So, before we go into match week 24, which is the main topic, like I said, it's been a while since we've been here, so there's been a few big games, but I want to start with Arsenal and Liverpool because that literally pertains to the both of us and our teams.
That's Matchday 23.
That's fine. That's why I said before we get to Matchday 24. Sure. What are your thoughts about the game?
That game was phenomenal, amazing, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I don't know about how you feel about it, but for me, I just loved it.
No, it was entertaining.
It was entertaining, but was you pissed?
No.
You was not pissed?
No.
Not even one bit?
No.
Knowing that it's close last season?
No.
Oh.
Bruh, I'm not a fair weather fan, but I'm not like a fan that's gonna get mad over a result like that. It's not like we got beat by Burnley, you know?
Okay. All right. The best man won, right?
Yeah, and it's like the game was 2-1, and then late, you got the 3, so I can't even complain about that.
Yeah, no. So we won 3-1. I think it was all right. So we got the first goal. It was well deserved, well worked, and then we ended up conceding in the 45th minute of extra time, and I was like, that's so stupid. We deserve to win. You know, we still deserve to be in front because like we dominated the first half, and then Van Dijk did that mess up, and I was like, okay, that's consolation, and then we scored again. So I was pretty happy. I think the best team did win that day, and I liked the idea of Havertz up top. I thought it created a different dynamic for the team, which was amazing, and I think was one of the key reasons why we won. And I think Arteta, you know, with not even that. Let me just say, like, the subs, like, the decisions, like, they actually did perform. Like, Jorginho, I did think he did his part well. Havertz did his part well. And those are the only two people that I was like, I don't know how they're going to perform, you know? They haven't played in a grip. And at least with Jorginho, he's kind of on the slower side. So I'm proud that they performed really well. And like I said, that substitution of Trossard is just amazing. It brings another dynamic to the team that I love. So 100% all through and through. I loved it. And I think Arteta did good as well.
Yeah. To piggyback off some of your points, Kai Havertz being up top, I was a little annoyed with how good he was playing against us. I'm not on the Kai Havertz bandwagon, or I'm not a supporter of his or anything like that. But I was fairly annoyed. So yeah, you know, I'm very happy for him to be doing well. And I'm really happy for him to be doing things that I didn't expect him to be. I personally don't think he's that effective, but he was giving us a lot of problems. And Jorginho did have a very good game. I think he was man of the match or something like that. Very good game, but it was interesting that I think it was Saliba and Van Dijk both made mistakes. And it was a fairly close game. That's why I can't be mad about it. It was such a close game. Even when it was 1-0, you guys were up. Close game. We put pressure. We were pressing. We had our chances. And then we get the goal off of a mistake, off of a press. And, you know, I really can't be too mad about that. Obviously, it's a disappointing result because it was an opportunity for us to get some padding between us and Arsenal. Obviously, with City also breathing down our necks, it's not a very positive result to have. But I fully expected us and City to be right there. So I'm prepared for this, and I'm not mad about it because I saw it coming, so I cannot be too mad. I was a little disappointed in Trent and Klopp taking him out. And I saw a lot of people like being angry at Klopp and being like, why take out Trent? I didn't think he was that involved in the game. I thought he was very like taking up a spot and just letting the game flow around him. He wasn't really getting involved and taking precedent and taking responsibility for what's going on around him. And I think that Klopp, if he wants to take him out, that's fair enough. Like,
what about the decision to leave? What is his name in the bench? Nunez. You think that was a good choice?
Well, he had an injury apparently from like training or whatever.
Because he did come out and play.
Yeah,
towards the latter end.
he did. So Gakpo started, which again, if I'm a supporter of Nunez, and I think that, you know, even though he hits the bar and he hits the posts and whatever, everything. No. But I fully support him like learning how to be a proper top tier striker at Liverpool, and I don't mind him like doing that because even if he's not scoring, he's doing a lot of things. He's making runs, he's pressing, he's getting into the teeth of the defenders. He's doing a lot of extra stuff that helps us win. And I think that the reason why he didn't start was because he had an injury in training or something like that, or tweaked something or whatever. If he had been healthy, maybe Klopp would have put him out there. Klopp really, really likes Nunez. I don't think he would put Gakpo as the number one with Nunez playing so well recently in terms of getting involved. And I think that Gakpo hasn't really participated in a while. So he kind of did that out of necessity rather than, you know, choice. But I'm not angry against it because he was injured or he was tweaked. Like he wasn't 100%.
Yeah. So this game too, I was going to say Thiago Alcantara, right? He did make an appearance. So
yeah, I was very happy to see him.
Where do you think he's going to fit on your midfield three? You think he's going to come off? Obviously, he's not going to come on starting, but eventually, do you want him starting? Do you think he's a rotation?
That remains to be seen. But he'll be very important to us. And you know, you can discount like, oh, you can be like, oh, he's old, but you know, skillful.
He's still class, yeah, for sure. He's still class.
And for sure, you know, he got out there and it was nice to see him that was one of the positive things. You know, he got out there and he did his thing. So the result's not great, but there were things that I could take away that were pretty good. So yeah,
do you still think you're in for the title race? Because City got a game in hand.
Come on.
City's got a game in hand.
Bro, I expected City to be there. If I'm not speaking to you directly, but if anyone thought that City were just gonna lay down with a game in hand, like come on. And then with 2 points between them, they're basically right there. It's not even like if you're counting them out at that point, it's kind of like, do you know football at that point? You know,
facts.
I didn't expect City to just lay down and take it. So, again, I understand. It's not like we lost to Burnley. It's not like we lost to a Fulham or Luton or one of the three promoted teams. It's like we lost to a very good team and they played well. Certainly a lot of players they had surprised us. There were some surprising moments, bad moments from both teams. But I can't be mad about it because they're a class team, and obviously with last season is not a fluke. They're there. I'm not saying they're contenders or anything or whatever. I'll let you form that or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, they're not a bad team, and if you give them an inch, they'll take whatever you give them. Obviously, with the result that this week they had, but again, result not great, but there were some moments that if you're a Liverpool fan, you can take away that were positive.
Not really.
Any other games for match week 23 or before that we want to get to?
No, I mean, other than the real like comment that Manchester United ended up being 3-0 against West Ham United, which was a surprise.
I was very, very surprised about that.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised, and I'm surprised with their run of form lately.
I mean, West Ham's not exactly having a great time.
No, right now they're not. They were definitely top
yeah.
5.
I
think
don't
in the
know.
league?
I don't know if they were top 5.
Well, not anymore, but I think they were.
But I do think that West Ham right now they're in a bit of
yeah.
they gotta do something. They gotta switch something up. They gotta or get back to what was working. They gotta do one of those because right now they played poorly against United, and then this week against Arsenal they shat the bed. It's again. I'm not a fan of David Moyes. He has his place, but it's just they got to get something going. I'm not saying sack him or anything. I'm just saying they got to get something has to move. Like because this team, if they keep performing like this, I don't have them as a team in 10th. I don't have them as I had them I think 7th or 6th around their Europa League. So if they're gonna and that top 6 is gonna be very tight this year, So especially with how United's playing, is going to be very difficult for other teams to find a way into or sneak into the top 6 if they're not better than United, if they're not better than the Spurs, and if they're not better than Brighton. It's going to be very difficult. And I think that West Ham, I think they're looking for European football, maybe not Champions League, but they're looking for European football, or even Conference League, something. But they're not. The way they're performing now is just not anything that's
optimal. That's going to bring you to that situation. And the only other game that I found surprising, this is one more, but was Newcastle and Luton 4-4.
Bro, that was that was one of the games that I was not expecting. Okay, obviously Newcastle, they're going through some troubles with injuries, not having Nick Pope. That's a thing, right? And then they obviously they have players in and out of the squad. But four goals and 4 goals against from Luton is not a great score, and it's not a great result. A point, but not a great result. I don't think many fans are looking at that game like, oh, we got a point, hooray! It's not that. I was very surprised with that result.
It's funny because you tell me like when we were talking about the Arsenal. And you're talking about like, oh, it's not like it's Brighton.
Oh, you thought it's this game?
I'm like, oh, well, what about Newcastle? Luton, yeah, exactly.
No, that was again. It's very like Newcastle has their problems. They're very clear, and the team it needs a. It's crazy to say, but this team needs a little revitalization. Trippier, I mean, I don't think he had a... Wait, did he have a game?
He scored a goal.
I'm not remembering that game. It was 2 weeks ago, I think, or a week ago. So it's been a little bit of time. But, obviously there's questions about where he's going to be in the following year. And obviously they're going to make a push to be in Champions League again next year. So they're going to need a little bit of revitalization this summer. And but this is a result that even if they're missing 6 men, if they're missing 10 men, this is a result that you get if you're Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think they need to tighten some screws because obviously Manchester United currently are in a good run of form. And if they continue in this, I don't think Newcastle points-wise and systematic-wise can't catch up. Obviously it's football, anything could happen and then your team could slip.
Yeah.
But if they continue in this form, I don't see them reaching Europe.
Yeah, we talked about this when we did the tier list. Newcastle, if they continue how they're going, it's not going to be a great season. They might have to be like, you know what, the season it's a wash. Like let's get healthy this summer, get some new signings, and then go at it again next year.
Yeah.
But even if that is what they choose, this is not the result that they needed or should even happen.
I agree.
But credit to Luton. Credit to Luton, man.
Yeah, other than that, I think that Matchday 23 is it for me.
All right, so we'll get to Matchday 24 now. Man City versus Everton. 2-0 to the Citizens. I watched this game.
Why?
Because I have
little brother Everton.
Everton is my second love. Not legit.
Wow.
I'm memeing. Obviously I'm memeing. Come on, but
they're like cut that part off.
They're like Everton's like the team that You always keep an eye on. You always check, be like, "Hey, yo, how I wonder how Everton doing right now." But they played okay in the opening minutes. I'm gonna be honest. The first couple minutes were flat from both teams. Again, and then City, they just did their thing. De Bruyne came on, and they just closed out the game. It was simple.
I seen that Nunez made a Mateus Nunez, right, made a start. Was he any impact or any difference? Or do you think he's like another Calvin Phillips at the club currently?
Well, I don't think that. Again, that City's team would be very difficult to break into just because how much quality is in that squad. The thing with Calvin Phillips is now he's at West Ham, and they can really. I think that was actually a very, very good. I think it was a loan or a purchase, one of the two. Obviously, only two. But again, very positive. They could release him. Very positive for him, for them, and for Calvin. But for Mateus Nunez, he's been getting some time. Obviously, I've seen him get some starts here and there. But again, do I think that he can break into that midfield? You don't think so? No. I think the potential is there.
I don't see it at all. I think the midfield is just too great for what, with the Bernardo Silva in the middle as well. Sometimes they even drop the striker Julian Alvarez down top. They bring him down when they did that game.
No, but they have him. They have him on the right, and he kind of like floats in the middle and gets forward and does his thing. The reason why I'm saying he can break into the squad is because obviously De Bruyne had the injury, and he was given an opportunity. I don't think he played much. But when he got the opportunity, he always looked like he was trying to get something out the game. And obviously, if City think that he's quality, there's something in there that maybe you're not seeing, maybe I'm not seeing, that they think that he can be a positive for the squad. But that midfield, that Foden, Bernardo Silva,
Rodri,
De Bruyne, and one more.
And what is it? Phil Foden?
Well, I already said Phil Foden. All right, even though those four, right? Those four. Grealish too. Doku as well. That's okay. So we're already talking about half a team of freaking players who are, I would say, above him in the pecking order.
Kovacic is above him.
Kovacic as well. So it may be difficult for him, but I think that, again, City is an environment where if you can keep your head down and work, you'll get rewarded. And I think that from my perspective, he's done what he can to do that and try to fit in where you get in where you fit in,
Yeah, no, I Pep is a fan of rotating squads and giving everyone an equal shot, an equal chance. So I'm not saying that he won't break into it in that aspect. He would, but to say
you're talking about like being a main aspect.
Yeah, I don't.
Not a main aspect. No, I can't see that. But obviously, City have a lot of games to play. That's why I say he'll get his chances. Yeah. Did you watch this game?
Nah, I didn't. Why bother?
Okay.
If anything, I thought I was expecting more from Man City.
Okay, I mean, but City took care of business. They, again, a very flat couple first minutes, but they had some moments where they didn't look like themselves. Yeah. But
because if we were to compare, like coming in from Matchday 23 for Everton when they faced Tottenham, when I watched that game right there, I was very unpleased with that game. I thought I was watching some Sunday League stuff. I can't lie to you. It was a bunch of
Was it on Sunday?
I don't know if it was on Sunday. It was good. It would be funny if it was. But it was just like literally just, kick it, run. You know what I mean? It was never, I don't think it was organized the right way.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So seeing them come from that and then seeing them facing Man City, I thought that was going to be a cakewalk for them.
They didn't look, again, City didn't look too great, but Everton had some chances in there. Again, it's tough to expect more from Everton, especially against City. So, shout out to City. Even though I hate saying that, but shout out to City. On to the next game. Wolves 0, Brentford 2. Cunha goes off injured.
It's my second
And-
love right there.
Oh, so this is your
Memes,
Everton?
memes,
No.
memes.
That's not memes. That's not
memes,
memes.
memes.
That's not memes.
Memes.
That's not memes.
Yeah, honestly, so I'm obviously sad because, I would like Wolves to win, second love
Okay.
memes. But
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that I liked about this game was seeing that Ivan Toney's coming and scoring, and
He had a quiet couple first minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, like the first half, he wasn't really doing too much.
For me, what I care about is that, not care so and so care, but one thing that makes me happy is that he's scoring, after being in the hiatus of, not playing because of the bans and stuff like that, to come back. Are you scoring? Are you like back to fitness? Are you like relevant? And so far, he is.
I was very disappointed in Wolves in this game. They didn't look like themselves. Normally they're sit in a block and frustrate the opponent, but for the first half they were not like the Wolves I know that I gave a B in the tier list. Again, Cunha came off and the game kind of shifted a little bit, but for that whole first half they were not the team that I thought that they were. And then the second half they started a little bit better. But then they give the ball up in the midfield and Brentford go on a counterattack and Ivan Toney gets the quick slot in. And the game's over at that point. Not a lot from the other players as well. So, again, it's just a getting the business done type of effort.
Okay.
Fulham 3, Bournemouth 1. Did you watch this one?
Don't even ask me that nonsense.
Okay, all right.
I watched that.
I watched like the first 30 minutes and then I switched it off. I couldn't.
Was the 30 minutes that bad?
I couldn't. No, it wasn't that it was that bad. It's just it was one of those days where I just like, I don't get this,
I do not blame you at all, man.
So the next game, Spurs 2, Brighton 1. I watched this game.
Oh, no, I did not. Tell me about it.
All right, so I don't think Son didn't start. Richarlison started up top for Spurs.
He's been actually
he's been on a little hot streak.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been on the little hot streak. I think it's like 8 and 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that might change soon because Son is gonna be getting his spot back. So anyway, so Spurs, they give up a penalty, obvious penalty, bad challenge. And I think it was Pascal Gross who puts it away. After that, again, there's like a pattern where like the team concedes and they're just like for the rest of the half, they're just like not existent. But anyway, Spurs get back, Papa Sarr.
I was actually watching this game on the replay and I saw they scored in the 16th minute and it was a penalty. They gave a penalty, stomping his foot. It wasn't penalty or whatever, but from that moment, like the first half, because I didn't finish it, I thought Brighton was playing real good. If anything, I thought
they were playing solid.
They were controlling the game, so I'm curious to see what went wrong.
It's not anything that went wrong. It's just because they Spurs they I think it was Brennan Johnson who scored late,
90,
like 95,
96
or 96, whatever, close enough. Tomato. Again, Heung-min Son on the left crosses it, puts it across the box into the roof of the net. Close game. Do I think that Spurs deserve it? Close game, so it could literally go
either way.
It literally could have gone either way.
You think a draw would be better though?
For more favorable for both teams and their performances, yes.
Yeah.
But I can't be mad with. I don't think Brighton can be mad with their performance. If they're looking at the game. That's just the way how football is sometimes, You don't take your chances and then they come down and they counterattack you and they get a goal. But again, if you give it up late, it's going to be very disheartening, but I don't think if you look at the game, they can be mad at their performance.
Yeah.
All right, so Luton Town 1, Sheffield United 3. I watched this game. So
one thing that I would criticize Luton Town is that, against these high-end teams, they not all the time they win, but I see them, they show up, you know what I mean? But when they face teams of their quality, they seem never to win or to lose, you know what I mean? And I think that's going to be detrimental to them, if anything, because if you want to reach relegation, you got to,
these are,
you know what I mean? You got to win these games.
These are important points that they dropped.
The fact that they, dropped that, It's like, wow.
And it's
like, come on.
to me, it's not even like they drop points because that's inevitable. You win, you lose in football.
Yeah, but 4-4, I think they did better than.
But let me explain.
Yeah.
Right. They look again. They look like they didn't show up. Like you said, like they don't show up against. They really didn't show up. It really looked like nothing was going for them. Sheffield got the brunt of the attacking chances, and I think they gave away a penalty. And then after that, it was just kind of like they can't do anything. And then I let me see when Luton scored in this particular 52. Yeah, so. And again, it was like a bunch of what's it called, events just that led. Okay, so first I think it was Archer who scored, and then they gave away a penalty, and at that point it's 2-0. Like it's like yeah, the game is still going, but something like you got to either throw a new tactic in there, or you gotta press harder, or you gotta something has to change because obviously something's not working. I think they got a penalty from Morris, but Sheffield, they took them away, and then they never really sparked back up.
Exactly. Yeah,
but I wouldn't say that's like totally like. I mean, obviously, it's following a big result that they got, but I would say that was they were still thinking about that 4-4 and their mind was not totally there or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But Luton didn't look like they were interested in the game at all.
It's a shame though, because I do think they could get out of top 3, like stay relegated. There's a possibility, but
clarify that.
Like I think if I look at the bottom 5 teams, or the bottom 6 or whatever, I do think that out of the bottom 6, Luton does have a possibility to leave and stay not relegated, to stay above.
Oh, to be above relegation. Okay, relegation, all right, that's what it. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So, but when they've performed like this, bro.
Nah, but every team has that game.
You gotta win. You gotta win the bottom 3 at least. You gotta be able to beat Burnley. You gotta be able to.
It's not to me again. To me, it's not about beating this team. It's about being competitive with the teams that you're supposed to be on the level with.
Like you said, they showed that.
Yes, they were very disinterested throughout the game. A lot of moaning to the ref about calls and bad challenges. Osho had a tough time at the beginning. Again, expected more from Luton. On to the next game. Liverpool 3, Burnley 1.
Yeah,
I watched this game.
I did not watch this game, but shout outs to Jota. I mean, not Jota. What is his name? Nunez for scoring, because God
beautiful
knows
header.
God knows I struggle for him lately. But the fact that Eustace, scored even without Mo Salah, that's good.
He's gonna be back.
It shows.
I think
the depth that you
within
guys
the
have.
next 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it shows the depth that you guys have. And you guys do have like a lot of players and a lot of qualities.
Yeah. I mean, when I was watching this game, we scored first, and then Burnley came back and they scored, which was annoying because we score and then we
no one likes to concede.
But both off of corners.
Corner kicks, yep.
Which is fine. It's whatever. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And then we just stayed focused. Made sure that we stayed and we pressured, and we get a chance when Harvey Elliott puts the ball across, gets a little deflection, and Diaz just heads it in, and then after that, Nunez gets his header, and it's the game to me is it went from, man, how can this be, to it's a result. Yeah, we got a result. Happy for the boys. But it could have been bad. It could have been bad if we did not respond correctly.
Yeah. But no, you did, so boom. And this is a great result, especially coming off from the loss at Arsenal.
I mean,
to do this
again,
it's dope. It's dope. No, come on, you gotta give like
I don't know if I'd say dope.
It's dope because and I like the
it's cool. It's cool.
Dope. It's dope.
Nah, it's not dope.
It's dope.
It's just like
all right. So then, if you lost, then it's what?
Nah, it's a catastrophe.
Exactly. You go to the extreme if you lose, but if you win, it's not dope
because it's Burnley. If you lose to Burnley, it's a catastrophe. If you beat Burnley, that's dope. That's what you're supposed to do.
It's dope.
Cool.
I think we don't disagree on what dope is, but that's dope if you win.
Dope
Burnley.
is above cool.
I say it's equal.
Get out of here. On to next game. Forrest 2, Newcastle 3. I didn't watch this game, so you're not gonna get no insight from me.
Yeah, no, me either. But the way the score is, I should have watched it. It looked pretty decent. It looks like Nottingham Forest was winning by half 2-1, and then then Newcastle finally gears.
All right, moving on to a game that actually was
2-2 actually.
That we actually watched. West Ham 0.
Ooh, you know what? I didn't watch this game. I was in church because I'm a church boy. But honestly, if I known, I would have put in, have a little amen, looking at the screen real quick because damn 6-0. Damn,
Arsenal
bro.
6. So I watched this game up to 4-0 because I'm not watching a thrashing. That's not what I'm gonna do.
Yes,
I did my due diligence. I watched the game up to a certain point. I'm not watching.
So you watched until halftime?
Yes. Yes, I watched until halftime. It was 4-0. I don't support the club. I'm actively fighting. We're in a race against them.
That's crazy.
I'm not watching that. That's not why I tuned into this game. I tuned into the game so West Ham could do
Get
something,
a draw
could do something to them, right? Not right?
41 minutes, 44 minutes.
I watched the game. You don't have to tell me, right? All right.
Oh man, I wish I watched it.
So analysis, right? Analysis, right? About the game, right? I watched the game, and for the first couple of minutes, it was very, very close. I would say, West Ham was giving Arsenal some problems, maybe not getting chances in on net, but they were frustrating them, and obviously that's not what happened at the end, but they at the beginning 20 or so minutes they were really making Arsenal frustrated, and I think they got a goal off of a set play, off of 2 set plays, I think, and then at that point West Ham, they were just not they just didn't want to play anymore, and then kudos to Trossard, great goal from him.
Because I wanted to zone in on Trossard. I'm looking at the formation that they had. They put Kai Havertz and dropped back. He was no longer the striker that he played against Liverpool, and they put Trossard up front. If that's true, did Trossard play like a false 9, or was he up there?
No, he was right. So
because Trossard's not the biggest guy, you know what I mean?
No, I know,
so
but he always,
Jesus,
okay, I know, but the thing was with the way I view how Arsenal play Trossard as someone who's outside of the Arsenal fan base, he's kind of like their attacking Swiss Army knife. Like he just does whatever. Like he's in the middle, he's on the right. He doesn't go off to the right. That's more like dedicated Saka's side. And shout out to Saka, who got his 50th goal for the club, and great. Shout out to Saka.
I don't think he heard you. Say it again. Shout outs to who?
Your mom. So right.
She watches us. You know that, right?
Does she? Does she?
Yeah.
She's a fan.
She can come knock on your door.
Oh yeah. Jokes on you. Right. So
that's my mama you're talking about. Damn it.
Shout out to Saka. But West Ham, they started off really well, but they just could not. Arsenal were just piling on.
Yeah, they couldn't get the gears going.
And once it gets to 3-0, Trossard, he just cuts in, and no chance for Areola, no chance. I wish West Ham would have put up a little bit more of a fight or made it more difficult, but once it was halftime, the game was over for me.
Yeah.
And they showed a shot of the stadium at halftime, 4-0, right? Just fans emptying the stadium, emptying the stadium, not even going to get food concessions, whatever, leaving the stadium. And that's how I knew I'm not watching the second half.
If they left,
I'm exactly right. They paid money.
If you can't even support your own fan, why am I gonna watch you? Right?
They paid money to be there. I'm not. Nah. He got me messed up. But for Arsenal, good for Arsenal.
Yeah. Another
Good
thing
for
that I
Arsenal
like too
because
is
they might need this later on if it comes down to goals.
yeah.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them.
The defender Kaiwa, whatever, I can't pronounce his name. He's a young guy, I think, but he's been performing really well. So like he's a bright spot in the defense for me. You know, I don't rate Tomiyasu that highly. A lot of people do, but I don't. I mean, not saying he's trash, but I don't rate him that highly. So to have another option in Kawari, whatever, I think that's another bright spot that I see for Arsenal. And another thing that I like about Arsenal is the way they use their subs. You know what I mean? I think they have quality in their bench, and you know, Reece Nelson coming off from the bench is, you know, I don't think that's a bad shout. You know, I know people don't think he's a starter, and I agree with you, but you know what he does when he comes off the bench is, you know, just enough, and I think that's enough to carry us through. So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm looking at Arsenal's bench right now. You guys have a lot of midfield talent to come off that bench. Maybe the defensive is not there, like you said. You're not a fan of Tomiyasu, but
No, yeah.
That again, that bench is pretty good. And maybe not City stacked, but it's pretty good.
It's not City stacked at all, but
it's pretty. But what
pretty
team
good.
is City stacked?
And they're young too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Reece Nelson. You know, Ketia is fairly young.
He might be gone though.
Yeah, I think he will. I think so too. But you know, just to see them, it brings joy. It's like a bright
All right,
spot.
we don't talk about Arsenal. I gave them their flowers.
Yeah.
I gave them their flowers.
Roses.
So on to the last game. Well, not the last game. The last game that was played, because we're doing this on a Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Who you got, by the way?
Sunday, I don't give. Yo, bro, who you got in AFCON? Forget football. The heck?
Who you got in the Super Bowl?
Who you got in AFCON?
Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I don't give a damn. I'm a
All right,
Dolphins
cool.
fan.
Anyway,
I'll go 49ers because
So-
I can't stand Mahomes. He's an arrogant little guy.
wow, little guy. Wow.
Yeah, little guy. Yeah.
Mahomes a little guy. I got no chance. All right. So
Who do you got?
we're doing
No,
this on Sunday.
Who you got?
And tomorrow there is Chelsea versus Palace,
That's
which
cool.
is a decent game.
That's
which
cool and all.
I'm gonna watch.
So who you got for
but,
the Super Bowl?
Bruh, we're doing a podcast right now, okay?
So you're gonna ask me and I answer
Bruh,
you?
I'm the host.
Your mother.
Shut up.
Your mother
Shut up.
is a nice lady.
Shut up. All right. Aston Villa.
That's
won.
messed up, man.
Aston Villa won.
That's messed up.
Man United 2.
That's messed up.
Did you watch this game?
I was in church. I just told you no.
All right, cool.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
It's a surprise, actually, to be honest.
Why?
Looking at it, Aston Villa.
What do you mean?
Man, you beat Aston Villa. That's a surprise for me.
Why is that?
I did not think. I thought it was going to be either a draw, or Aston Villa's going to win 3-1. If you was going to ask me to predict the game, that's what I would give. Because Aston Villa was in a great run of form, and
The game was close.
And Man United's Man United. You know what I mean?
The game was close, right? So early on, United go and they get a
Wow.
goal.
I'm fuming. McTominay scored. Wow.
Right? I told you, Super Scott. Super Scott McScoomba D.
They need to stop talking about this man, yo.
What do
like,
you mean, bro? Remember when I had him on my
it's a joke.
I had him. I had. By the way, to the viewers who don't know, I had Scott McTominay on my on my 11 of best 11 of the team outside the top four, and I had him there. And this guy, he laughed at me.
Tell them why. Because of that
And
option.
now he is Man United's top goal scorer with seven off the bench. Off the bench. No. Take your hands out. Show him your face. Show him. This is the face of a man who don't believe in you, Scott. I just want you to. This is a man who don't believe in you, but I believe in you.
You're a rotational player. That's it.
He's a top goal. He's a rotational. He's top goal scorer.
That should tell you something about Manchester United. Yo, what the heck? Not even Rashford, not even Garnacho. It's Scott. And the fact that, you know, you're giving him memes called Super Scott. Oh,
what do you mean? Bro, that's not a meme. Bro, it's not a meme. He's one of the top goal scorers in the league. Bro. Right? So
my stomach
United, they get their goal, but Aston Villa, obviously, they always look dangerous. When United got their goal, Villa, they continued to press, and there were some moments in there where United, they like to give the ball to Onana, because obviously that's like how
Plays
the
in
way
back,
that that's how the way Eric Ten Hag has them set up, like to start with Onana as a spark plug and then work your way from there. But there were a few moments where United, they didn't know how to react to the Villa press. And there were some moments where Maguire did some back passes to Onana that were like out of place, and he had to just boot it out of there. There's still room for improvement in that United result, but I would like to say it was a close game, very very much so, and not really that many chances. Very tightly contested until the final moment where Mainu gets the ball in the right hand corner, gives it to Dalot, beautiful cross over the first defender, and then Scott's right there to just head it away. And he shout out to Scott, who's having an amazing season.
Stomach trends. Scott.
Yeah, he's having a great season. But again, it's a team that I don't support and I actively root against, so I'm not going to give them much time unless they do bad. So you know how that goes. So on to the last game. We got actually before we go, I would like to say, because it's about United and one of their players not doing great. Rashford had a very quiet game.
Yeah, he got subbed off for I just looked at it. What was it?
Amrabat and what's his name? What's his face?
Wow.
I think Scott McTominay.
Yeah, it was Scott. It was Scott. Yeah, it was Scott.
Yeah,
because Manu came back from.
If I'm remembering the substitutions correctly,
it was. I remembered it was Scott. Yeah. Yep. And I was like, wait, what? When I seen that, and then
hey, but those who knew, they knew. Those who knew.
So now Scott's your new winger, huh? He's gonna come to the left, cut and shoot. He's the top goal scorer.
He's so good. You have to build a team around him. So you got to put him in the midfield. You know what I mean?
He's sick.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
But Rashford had a quiet game, quieter than I would have liked. Garnacho had a bit of a, there was some. He had a couple opportunities where he could have done better, and he was very disappointed with himself, and definitely let Villa off the hook.
Put you in Ten Hag's shoe, right? You're Ten Hag, so to speak, right? And you, because like lately, let's be honest, we know the class of Rashford might be going to the extreme, and I admit it. But let me hear your thoughts on this. You're him, and you know that like the last couple of games he's been quiet. Do you just still start him to hope that he gets in form, or do you just bench him and rotate him?
His whole season so far has been forgettable.
So do you bench just to forget him, or do you
For who?
Garnacho?
They played Garnacho on the right and they had Rashford on the left.
Anthony hasn't been that much better.
I'm not playing Anthony.
Anthony hasn't been much better, but it's bro, if you're gonna compare Rashford and Anthony, it's only a little bit better. It's not like a bigger mile.
Who are you taking? I'm not taking Rashford off for Anthony.
Yeah.
So who are you taking Rashford off for?
I mean,
look at the squad. Look at their squad. Who are you gonna take him off for? Be honest. And I say he's quiet because he can't be quiet. He shouldn't be quiet.
Yeah, I think the Palastri, whatever, or Palasteri.
Palastri? You want to play
Palastri? He. I think they loaned him out. I think they did loan him out, but yeah, I mean, Anthony's Garnacho.
Even so, right? Who are you gonna do that? Like, obviously, Højlund.
You got Martial.
You're gonna play Martial. You're gonna play Anthony Martial.
Maybe you can. I'll play him for a game just to see how he does. If he performs better,
he doesn't have the stamina.
Then Rashford would be a super sub.
No, that's the thing with United. They can't do the Martial thing. They've tried the Martial thing. It didn't work.
Yeah,
he gets injured way too much, and it's just not advantageous for either party.
Yeah, so like I said, I know it could be a stretch, but it's just he's been having a quiet game recently, and I don't know what it is. And at some point,
quiet season. At
some point, some feathers are going to turn, and some people are, because we know already how Manchester United's fan base is, and give it 3 or 4, there will be some things coming down the grapevines, I predict. But who am I to know, right?
Yeah, who are you to know? You got someone in the club?
I cannot tell. If I tell, I shall kill you.
All right. If I tell, I'll be in big trouble.
Big trouble.
So
And I don't
on
want to be
on
in
to the
big
last
trouble.
game. We're done talking about United. Crystal Palace and Chelsea tomorrow. They haven't played, but who do you got for that game?
It has to be. Now that I know the injury of Olise, I'm going
Chelsea.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going Chelsea. Even after their performance against Wolves, which was god awful. I'm still going to go with Chelsea because Crystal Palace. They are just the embodiment of god awful. Like,
And
no.
I know we're not done with the segment, but do you think Roy Hodgson should fear for his job? Do you? No, I'm being honest. They're bad off than what they were last year.
Yo, I'm just saying there was a manager that was there before him who got let
Patrick
off for
Vieira.
much less. He got let off for much less.
Yeah.
But he's one of those managers that he's like a bottom, like maybe high mid table to like above relegation type of coach. So that he might just have enough cachet to be like, do you know who I am? You know, I'm Roy freaking Hodgson.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know about that. He got his team down to 11th last season, and they're nowhere in track to either get around there or above that.
No, I know they're literally, again, I said I would watch Crystal Palace this season, and I regret saying that I would watch Crystal Palace this season because it literally all their games are just the pacing is so slow and they're not good enough in the final third. So it's kind of like watching a bunch of
little schoolers.
It's like foreplay with no action. You know, it's like you know what I mean? That's it's literally what it is. It's like, yo, you know, it's like, you know. But for that game, I got Chelsea, but it's a London game, so anything can happen. But no Olise, so I gotta go Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going Chelsea as well. The injuries are gonna suck for them.
Yeah, so before we end the podcast, we're gonna go over the following week's games, and we're gonna give who we got and why. So first game we got Brentford versus Liverpool. I got Liverpool for this game.
I'm going Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm going with draw. Is a draw an option? Or you have to pick.
Yeah, you can choose draw.
I pick draw. I think Ivan Toney's gonna equalize.
You know what? You know what we should do? You only get like 2 draws. You can't be like, oh, draw down the board.
No, who said I'm gonna do draw down the board?
Because
anyway?
you're the kind of guy to give draws down the board.
I'm the kind of guy. Is that what? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. So you got Liverpool or you got Ty?
I got Ty.
All right, bro. I got Liverpool. Like you said, even without Salah, the attack is not impeccable.
Yeah.
With Salah, it'd be impeccable, but it's pretty good. So I can't complain about the attack. And then again with Thiago coming back. McAllister has been looking a little better. He had that little slump for that game against Arsenal. He was kind of quiet for that game too, but again, Harvey Elliott was there and he looked like he was, you know, wanting to take responsibility and take the game over and take responsibility for the game. I got Liverpool in that game. Next game we got Burnley and we got Arsenal.
I'm gonna go draw.
And Curtis Jones has been playing really, really well.
Yeah, I was about to say
couple games.
I'm gonna go draw.
Burnley and Arsenal. I got Arsenal.
No, I'm going Arsenal. I'm joking. There's no draw.
There's no way.
4-0 again.
Let me not say there's no way, but there is a slight chance if the stars align that Burnley get a win in this. But Arsenal are going to win this 99.9% of the time. Newcastle versus Bournemouth.
I'm going with Newcastle.
I'm going Bournemouth.
Oh, this is going to be your, yeah? All right, cool.
What do you mean?
This is going to be your,
my
surprise
statement pick?
Surprise of the week or whatever you want to call it.
Fulham versus Villa. Who you got?
Villa has to be.
Has to be?
Has to be because they lost to they lost today to Man Utd, so they're going to come back and perform, I think, against Fulham.
Okay, all right.
This one's going to be a good game.
Fulham versus Villa. I got Villa. Forrest versus West Ham.
This is going to be a game.
Yes.
I don't know who I'm going to go with, but I might go draw on this one.
You're going to go draw? West Ham. West Ham has to get a result here. I'm going to say West Ham.
I'm going to go draw.
It has the potential to draw. I think this is probably so far. Probably this has the potential to be a draw more than any other game that we've given predictions. But I got West Ham for this one. Tottenham and Wolves. This is a good one.
I want to see how the wingers like line up against each other. Like let's say, for example, Pedro Porro lines up against Wolves winger, whether it's Acuna or.
Well, I want to see if Cunha is going to be back because he was injured. And he looked like he even tried to play on it for like,
he couldn't,
and he could not.
Yeah, but even so, like, what's it, Pedro Neto? I want to see how the wingers line up in these games. Even Spurs winger against our fullbacks. So I think this one's going to be very good. The battle of the wings, in my opinion. That's what I predict. But I'm going Wolves on this one.
Also, on the topic of Spurs, it was nice to see Maddison back out there. That was nice. I missed him. He had a great start to the season and then got injured. I think he came back in the past week or two. So shout out to him. For this game, I got if Cunha's there, I got Spurs. If Cunha's not there, I got Spurs. Man City versus Chelsea, I got the Citizens.
London.
You are
I'm going London. Yo, bro, we need first.
Okay,
and first. They're gonna drop points.
You're gonna give.
I think they're gonna
picks.
drop points. I think it's not delusional.
You're gonna give delusional picks until Arsenal get on top of the table.
Newcastle and Bournemouth, that's not delusional.
Instead of playing better, you want delusional picks until you guys.
No, and Fernandez is gonna score another free kick.
All right, so you got Chelsea on this one.
Yep,
I got City in that one. Sheffield versus Brighton, I got Brighton in that game.
I'm going Brighton as well. I think they're gonna. I don't know. Lately, Brighton's hasn't been surprised, but I think they can cross the line.
You think Sheffield could get a tie out of it?
I think they could, but I'm just gonna say because I used 2 ties already, they're gonna cross the line.
You need more tie tokens.
Yeah, facts.
Luton Town versus Man United.
Man U, they're in a really good run of form.
I might go tie with this one. Actually, no. I'm going Man United. I'm not going to troll. Man United. And Everton and Crystal Palace. I will be using my tie token on this one.
I'm going Everton.
And why is that?
I don't know. Roy Hudson, I don't think Hodgson, sorry. I don't know. I'm not convinced of him lately.
Okay, so that concludes the Premier League topics.
Now to who do you,
but I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about AFCON and like so far. Obviously, I didn't watch the whole tournament, but I watched the knockouts. But you were really invested in the team and the team. Obviously, I watched Cape Verde's games.
Yeah.
But in terms of the teams that were not from the green place, I did not watch them. What were some of the favorite games from the tournament, or your favorite moments, or whatever?
Some of my favorite moments had to be Mauritania subbing on or actually playing a player where his shirt read AK-47. Kid you not? Yo, I'd never seen that in my life.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Yeah, he literally had AK-47, which was wild to me. And then another thing that stood out to me in the tournament is that, Ivory Coast, who are in the finals, was it Ghana? I think it was Ivory Coast. They fired the coach halfway through the season. And now they're in the finals competing. And they might win it.
Yeah.
Without Zaha. Exactly, without Zaha, which is another surprise to me. I don't know if you want to know the results. I have it up on my screen.
Nah, because then that'd be... Actually, not, because it's going to come out after the game.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's 2-1.
2-1?
Ivory Coast. So they might win it without Zaha.
So it's not even final result.
Not even final result. It's almost about to be
1 minute.
85th.
All right, we got to finish this.
Yeah. And then another surprise to me in the tournament, generally, I know you're going to say I'm a fan and I'm from there and biased, but Cape Verde, because, watching Cape Verde play the last few days, the last couple years, I'm not going to say we get bossed around, but, a lot of teams, just came through, just win and left. Like we was just like another
a punching bag.
Exactly, in a way. So,
you were proud of the boys.
Seeing them and how they performed and how every of these in the tournament, I don't think we are no longer the punching bags. We're going to be a team.
We're going to be doing the punching.
No, exactly. A team to respect. You're not going to no longer come here and like, you know, half ats, you know, like
Mhm.
better words, you're gonna have to come and like perform.
Mhm.
Not gonna say we're gonna win it all, but yeah. And then with the new format of the World Cup coming up, we could talk about it in a later date. I think we have a real good possibility to qualify
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
more teams are coming, and that's gonna be, you know, wow, shout outs to Get Red.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of the Blue Sharks. Keep going and get them next time.
I can't believe you said it in English.
The Blue Sharks, Tubarão Azul.
You
I mean,
said
I
it
got
in
an English
though.
audience, you know.
You said it, so who cares?
Tubarão Azul.
One of my things that I really love about this tournament is just how many goals of penalty shootouts. It's
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
close. Most of the games are very, very close, which is why you tell me it's 2-1, and I'm very surprised.
A lot of underdogs performed as well this year.
Yes.
Or a lot of unexpected teams, you know, came through and performed.
Yeah.
And a lot of big teams like Ghana did not
And
perform.
Egypt.
And Egypt.
Egypt especially.
I know that, what is it, Mane's team, Senegal lost, but obviously they lost to a difficult team and someone had to be gone. But, you know, a lot of teams were out.
No, but their team was like stacked.
Stacked, yeah, I know. So, yeah, shout out, man. You could say that, you know, Africa, you know, just place of town.
We up there now.
Yeah, exactly.
We up there. All right. So, anything else about AFCON you want to talk about? Obviously, we didn't make a dedicated video about it, but you know, you've been very invested.
No, I think this AFCON was probably one of the best I've seen in my lifetime.
Obviously.
No. I mean, I watched the.
Obviously,
I
no.
watched the last
Actually,
one.
no. This one's
one of the best.
This one is the worst because all the bed sucking. We cannot.
Yeah, his free kicks were amazing. Huh?
Yo, we cannot. Yo, this man is not Roberto Carlos.
You're mad at all. Not even 1%.
This guy is not even 1%. Roberto Carlos.
He's taking free kicks from like, yo.
This
bro.
guy is taking Ronaldo versus Porto free kick. Yo. This guy is taking. This guy is taking free kicks that Trent would normally cross.
Yeah.
There's no chance. Don't even line up Robertson there because we're not taking shots. This is we cross him and he'll shoot it.
He'll shoot it. Yeah. He had that one good one, but no,
but they
were riding him on that. Yeah, they were riding him on that.
Since that one went in,
everyone was riding. Every free kick, let me take it. Yeah.
It's just What was annoying is every time he was on the, or even if he was on the pitch, if he wasn't on the pitch, right? They'd be like, "Oh, there's Bebe, free kick specialist."
Yeah, I was like,
free kick specialist. Free kick specialist.
You make one and they just, you know,
free kick specialist.
Yeah, that was wild.
Free kick specialist. Yeah, but a bunch of moments with Cape Verde that's just hilarious.
Yeah, facts. I think this tournament, I'll have to double check, but I believe this is the most high scoring tournament that they had of AFCON. So if that's true, this is the best tournament I've seen so far. Even without that statistic being true, I think this is the best I've seen so far. So yeah, 100%.
Definitely, man.
Did you watch the Asian one?
The AFC?
Yeah, AFC.
No, I did not.
No.
Qatar we planned on we planned on covering it, but there was just things that came up in the way that we couldn't.
It was early in the morning as well too because of location in the world.
That's fine for me. I'm like if we say we're gonna cover something, I'm down for it and I'm gonna cover it with everything. So it could be late, could be early. If we say we're gonna cover something, we're gonna cover it. So, but things just didn't line up for that one. But maybe there will be next tournament.
Yeah, Qatar won that one, so shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know who won this one, but yeah.
And Japan got knocked out by Iran.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's right. Australia lost too. I was rooting for them. The Aussies, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Socceroos.
Socceroos.
The Kangaroos or the Socceroos. Yeah, the Socceroos is what it was. That's what I was going for.
All right. Anything else you want to put into the universe before?
Nah, I just was waiting for the response and never got it. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Who do you want?
I don't know.
All right, 49ers are right now. Boom, make a decision. 49ers Chiefs.
If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go Chiefs. I have to.
Brother. You have to? Why do you have to?
Because you know what?
You can't have to. Like, why do you have to?
Okay, obviously the Chiefs have some moments where people can't catch on the team, but you got Mahomes, and if you have Mahomes, you got a chance.
You couldn't even say Kelsey. Like why does everyone just
because it's a quarterback? It's literally
this is my problem.
100% of the plays. Sorry, 90% of the plays go through them. Go through him.
No, that could be true, but this is my problem with sports. Soccer, emphasis always on strikers. You know what I mean? Defenders never get the flowers unless if you're Cannavaro in 2003, 2, whatever. Defenders never get love. I feel like the same with quarterback. I mean, the same thing with football. Quarterbacks get all the love, you know?
Yeah. But that's just the nature of the sport.
I think something
Put the ball in their hands 90% of the time, of course.
Why can't it be a running back? Why can't it be a wide receiver?
Why can't LeBron be the
Why can't it be
MVP
a tight
every
end?
year?
Isn't like LeBron.
Why can't LeBron
I mean,
be the
you know,
MVP
I'm a
every
Lakers.
year?
I'm a Lakers fan. Why not? 100%. Why not?
This is the first I'm hearing of you being a Lakers
Oh, no,
fan.
I've always been a Lakers fan. Paul Gasol.
Are you just
Derek
saying that
Fisher.
for the
No,
cameras?
seriously.
Are
No,
you
I'm
just
being
saying that
I'm
for the
being so
cameras?
serious. The
These
granted,
niggas said Derek Fisher.
I was a fan of Lakers ever since Derek Fisher, Paul Gasol. I think it was like 08.
So who's your
09.
favorite Laker?
Who's my favorite Laker?
Yeah,
The one that I Paul Gasol.
You could say, I thought you could say like James Worthy or some shit.
No, Paul Gasol, 100%. He's actually if it wasn't for it was him that I think got me into the sport. And I don't watch the sport a lot, but I think he's the one that brought me into basketball. So it would be Paul Gasol.
Very, very cool.